The vast emptiness of space held secrets that few could imagine. On a quiet Tuesday afternoon, deep within the cosmic darkness, the Stellar Confederation's scout fleet drifted silently. Captain Kim Jae-won stood on the bridge of the reconnaissance vessel, his eyes fixed on the holographic display showing a distant blue planet. Earth looked unremarkable. Tiny blue and green swirls covered its surface, surrounded by wispy white clouds. Most alien civilizations would have passed it by without a second glance. But something caught Jae-won's attention. A complex network of electromagnetic signals dancing across the planet's atmosphere. Roka Patel, the invasion fleet commander, reviewed the initial scanning reports with a mixture of boredom and mild curiosity. Hundreds of planetary conquests had made him complacent. Another primitive world, another easy victory. His species had conquered civilizations far more advanced than this small blue planet. Prepare standard invasion protocols, Patel announced to his tactical team. Young alien officers moved quickly, their movements precise and calculated. Massive warships began charging their primary weapons, preparing for what they believed would be a routine planetary takeover. The first wave of scout ships descended through Earth's atmosphere. Sophisticated cloaking technology made them nearly invisible to traditional human detection systems. Patel watched the holographic map, expecting minimal resistance. His civilization had conquered worlds with far more complex technological defenses. Little did they know, humanity was watching. In a small military monitoring station outside Seoul, a young analyst named Lee Hae-jin noticed something unusual. Strange electromagnetic signatures were appearing and disappearing across multiple tracking systems. Most would have dismissed these as technical glitches. But Hae-jin knew better. Her fingers danced across multiple computer screens, correlating data from satellite networks, ground-based sensors, and international communication channels. Something was coming. Something big. Meanwhile, the alien scout ships began their initial reconnaissance. They expected to find a divided, technologically primitive species. Instead, they discovered a complex, interconnected global civilization with surprising technological capabilities. Jae-won watched the initial data streams with growing concern. The planet's defensive capabilities were unlike anything in the Stellar Confederation's extensive database. Unusual communication networks, rapidly adaptable technological infrastructure, and a species that seemed simultaneously chaotic and organized. This is not a standard planetary assessment, Jae-won muttered to himself, studying the complex data patterns. Roka Patel remained confident. Confidence had been the downfall of many alien commanders before him. He had conquered civilizations that seemed impossible to defeat. This small blue planet would be no different. As the first alien ships entered Earth's lower atmosphere, hidden defense systems began to activate. Military installations across different continents synchronized their responses. Satellites shifted positions. Communication networks prepared complex counter-invasion strategies. Humanity was ready, not just ready, waiting. The alien invasion force, believing in their technological superiority, continued their descent. They saw themselves as advanced conquerors. They saw humans as primitive beings worthy of immediate subjugation. They were about to learn a very important lesson. Captain Kim Jae-won continued monitoring the incoming data. Something in his experienced gut told him this mission would be different. The blue planet below was not just another conquest. It was a challenge, and challenges were something humans understood very well. The first alien scout ships began their initial scanning procedures, completely unaware that every single movement was being tracked, analyzed, and prepared for a response that would shock their entire civilization. First contact was moments away, and nothing would ever be the same again. In the cold, silent darkness of space, the stage was set for a conflict that would become legendary across multiple star systems. Humanity's true nature was about to be revealed, and the universe would never forget this moment. The alien ships descended through Earth's atmosphere, their sleek metallic hulls gleaming with advanced technology. Roka Patel watched the tactical displays, expecting an easy conquest. But something was wrong. Lee Hae-jin sat in the underground military command center, her fingers flying across multiple screens. She had been preparing for this moment, studying every possible invasion scenario. The alien technology was advanced, but humans had something more powerful: adaptability. The first wave of alien ground troops materialized near major city outskirts. Their advanced weapon systems hummed with destructive potential. Soldiers, in high-tech combat suits, believed they would sweep through human defenses in minutes. Suddenly, something unexpected happened. Military networks across the globe came alive. Satellites redirected. Communication systems transformed into complex defensive weapons. What the aliens saw as simple communication infrastructure became a weapon they couldn't comprehend. In Tokyo, a group of young engineers hijacked local television networks. They broadcast detailed instructions for civilian resistance. In New York, transportation systems became improvised defensive networks. In Lagos, local communities transformed everyday technology into unexpected countermeasures. The aliens discovered that human technology wasn't just a tool. It was a living, breathing organism that could adapt instantly. Their electromagnetic weapons found themselves neutralized by simple signal jammers developed in basement workshops. Advanced alien communication systems were confused by random noise patterns generated by millions of human devices. Roka Patel watched in growing horror as his invasion plan fell apart. The humans weren't fighting like any civilization he had encountered before. They didn't have a central command. They didn't have a single weakness to exploit. Each human seemed to be a potential weapon. Military bases around the world responded with surprising speed. Drone networks became intelligent defensive systems. Civilian communication platforms turned into real-time battle coordination centers. What looked like chaos to the aliens was actually a highly sophisticated, decentralized defense mechanism. The alien ground troops found themselves facing something impossible to fight. Every street became a potential battlefield. Every local network a potential weapon. Children with smartphones became more dangerous than traditional soldiers. Hee-Jin coordinated responses from her underground command center. She understood something the aliens didn't. Human strength wasn't in their individual technology, but in their ability to work together, to adapt, to transform weakness into strength. Alien weapon systems designed to disable advanced technological infrastructure found themselves useless against a civilization that could fight with anything. Smartphones, kitchen appliances, transportation networks, local community organizations. In rural areas, farmers became unexpected resistance fighters. In urban centers, office workers transformed their workspaces into defensive positions. The entire human civilization became a single, breathing organism of resistance. Roka Patel's communication systems became flooded with increasingly desperate reports. Invasion zones that should have been conquered in minutes were becoming impossible. Battlegrounds. Human resistance wasn't just fighting back, they were enjoying the challenge. The aliens had expected a quick, clean invasion. Instead, they found themselves in a complex, unpredictable conflict where every human was a potential threat. Technological superiority meant nothing against a species that could turn anything into a weapon. A smartphone became a communication device. A kitchen appliance became an electromagnetic disruptor. A transportation network became a defensive strategy. Hee-Jin allowed herself a small smile. The aliens had made a critical mistake. They had underestimated humanity's greatest strength, its ability to transform, to adapt, to survive. The invasion was turning into something entirely different. Not a conquest, but a lesson. As night fell across the planet, the alien invasion force realized they were no longer the hunters. They had become the hunted, and humanity was just getting started. The first day of the invasion was ending, but the real battle was about to begin. The alien invasion had reached a critical moment. What started as a confident assault had turned into a nightmare for the Stellar Confederation. Park Sung-min watched the global defense networks, understanding that this conflict would be won through information, not just weapons. Psychological warfare became the most potent weapon. Human intelligence agencies began targeting the alien communication networks. They understood the aliens' hierarchical structure was their greatest weakness. Complex algorithms designed to disrupt alien communication started spreading like digital viruses. Roka Patel's command ship received increasingly fragmented and confusing messages. Each transmission seemed to contradict the last. Alien soldiers began questioning their own mission, their own leadership, their entire purpose. On the ground, human resistance had transformed into something unprecedented. Local communities became living, breathing defensive networks. A coffee shop owner in Seoul could communicate critical information faster than any alien communication system. A teenager in Rio de Janeiro could disrupt alien systems with a simple smartphone hack. The aliens discovered that human unpredictability was their most terrifying weapon. Signal disruption became an art form. Every human technology became a potential, psychological weapon. Television broadcasts mixed truth with carefully crafted disinformation. Social media platforms turned into complex information warfare platforms. Alien troops found themselves drowning in a sea of conflicting information. Their advanced technology suddenly seemed primitive against human creativity. What looked like chaos to the aliens was actually a carefully orchestrated psychological attack. Park Sung-min understood something fundamental about human nature. Resistance wasn't just about fighting. It was about breaking the enemy's spirit. Alien communication networks began to collapse. Their soldiers received contradictory orders. Their leadership found themselves unable to coordinate basic military operations. Confusion became their greatest enemy. In military training facilities across Earth, strategists had prepared for this moment. They studied alien communication patterns, understanding that technology was just a tool. The real battle happened in the mind. Roka Patel watched his invasion plan disintegrate. Each attempt to reassert control became another opportunity for human resistance. The more the aliens tried to control the situation, the more chaotic it became. Local human communities became unexpected weapons. A small town in Montana could produce more disruptive communication than an entire alien battleship. A group of university students could create more confusion than a squadron of alien troops. The psychological attack went deeper. Humans began broadcasting the aliens' own communications, revealing their weaknesses, their fears, their internal conflicts. What the aliens thought was secure became public information within hours. Alien soldiers began to question everything. Their advanced training, their mission, their entire civilization's purpose. Human psychological warfare had transformed the invasion from a military operation into an existential crisis. Park Sung-min watched the global networks, a slight smile forming. They weren't just defending, they were teaching the aliens a fundamental lesson about humanity. Adaptability, creativity, unpredictability. The invasion was no longer about territory, it was about proving a point. Humans were not a civilization to be conquered. They were a force of nature. Roka Patel's communication systems became a nightmare of conflicting information. Each attempt to reassert control became another opportunity for human resistance. The more they tried to fight, the more they lost. As days passed, the alien invasion force found themselves trapped, not by physical weapons, but by something far more powerful: human imagination. The breaking point had been reached, and humanity was just getting started. The real battle was happening in the minds of the invaders, and they were losing, one transmission at a time. Kim Da-yoon worked tirelessly in her underground research facility. The world's most brilliant minds had gathered, transforming every piece of technology into a potential weapon against the alien invasion. Satellites that once guided communications now became powerful jamming devices. Smartphones converted into complex signal disruptors. Even household electronics transformed into unexpected defensive tools. Humanity's technological ecosystem became a living, breathing defense mechanism. The alien invasion force found themselves facing something impossible to comprehend. Their advanced weapon systems suddenly became useless against human creativity. In major cities around the world, unexpected resistance emerged. Traffic management systems became complex communication networks. Power grids turned into electromagnetic defense platforms. What looked like ordinary infrastructure became extraordinary weapons. Roka Patel watched in growing panic as human technological adaptation reached unprecedented levels. Each alien technological advantage was neutralized within hours. Weapons, designed to disable human communication, found themselves completely ineffective. Military bases across continents synchronized their responses. Drone networks became intelligent defensive systems. Consumer electronics transformed into sophisticated tracking devices. Humanity had turned its entire technological ecosystem into a weapon. The aliens discovered a terrifying truth. Humans didn't fight with single systems. They fought with entire interconnected networks that could adapt instantly. Young engineers in Seoul developed rapid counter-frequency technologies that could neutralize alien weapon systems in minutes. Programmers in Silicon Valley created algorithms that could predict and disrupt alien communication patterns faster than their computers could process. Every human technology became a potential threat. Satellite networks began broadcasting complex, mathematical sequences designed to confuse alien communication systems. Local community networks transformed into real-time intelligence-gathering platforms. What seemed like chaos was actually a sophisticated, decentralized defense mechanism. Kim Da-eun understood something fundamental. Human strength wasn't in individual technology, but in collective adaptation. The alien invasion force found themselves fighting an enemy that could transform any device into a weapon. A refrigerator could become an electromagnetic disruptor. A coffee machine could generate signal interference. A child's gaming console could hack complex alien communication networks. Roka Patel's tactical systems began failing. Each alien technological advantage was neutralized within moments of deployment. Their advanced weapons became useless against human creativity. Military strategists around the world had prepared for this moment. They understood that technological warfare wasn't about superior equipment. It was about intelligent adaptation. Alien ground troops discovered that every human interaction could be a potential threat. A street vendor could provide critical intelligence. A taxi driver could become an unexpected communication hub. A school teacher could coordinate complex resistance strategies. The turning point had arrived. Humanity wasn't just defending. They were teaching the aliens a fundamental lesson about technological warfare. Kim Da-eun watched the global defense networks, understanding that this conflict would be remembered as a moment when humanity proved its true potential. Not through violence, but through intelligence and adaptation. The alien invasion force found themselves trapped in a technological nightmare. Each attempt to reassert control became another opportunity for human resistance. Their advanced systems became increasingly ineffective against human creativity. Roka Patel received increasingly desperate communications from his invasion forces. Their technological superiority had become their greatest weakness. Humans didn't fight like any civilization they had encountered before. As days passed, the alien invasion force realized they were no longer the hunters. They had become the hunted. Humanity had transformed a potential extinction event into a demonstration of technological brilliance. The turning point had been reached, and the aliens were about to learn a lesson they would never forget. The alien flagship hung silently in Earth's orbit, a testament to a failed invasion. Roka Patel stared at the communication screens, his once proud invasion force reduced to a desperate remnant of its former strength. Humanity had done the impossible. Earth's representative council waited in a secure underground facility. They understood this moment was more than a military victory. It was a statement about human potential. Patel's communication system crackled with a mixture of defeat and disbelief. His tactical networks had been completely dismantled. Every technological advantage had been neutralized. Humanity had fought back with something far more powerful than weapons: adaptability. "We surrender," the alien commander transmitted, the words feeling heavy and impossible. The human response was calculated and precise. No celebration, no dramatic speeches, just cold, efficient communication detailing the terms of withdrawal. Alien ships began their retreat, each movement monitored by global defense networks. Humans had transformed every satellite, every communication system, every technological platform into a potential weapon. The invaders were being watched, tracked, controlled. In underground research facilities, scientists like Kim Da-yoon analyzed every piece of alien technology. What the aliens saw as a defeat, humans saw as an opportunity for technological advancement. Each alien device became a potential breakthrough for human understanding. Roka Patel realized something profound. Humanity was not just a species to be conquered. They were a force of nature. Global celebration was subdued. People understood this wasn't just a military victory. It was a demonstration of human potential. From Tokyo to New York, from Lagos to São Paulo, communities that had worked together now looked at each other with newfound respect. The surrender transmission contained detailed requirements: complete alien withdrawal, total technology transfer, strict limitations on future interactions. Alien military commanders watched in shock as humans dictated terms with clinical precision. No emotional outbursts, no revenge, just calculated, intelligent negotiation. Lee Hai-jin, the strategic analyst who had been crucial in coordinating human resistance, watched the final negotiations. Her team had transformed a potential planetary extinction into a moment of global unity. The aliens had come looking for a quick conquest. Instead, they found a civilization that could turn any challenge into an opportunity. Park Sung-min, who had coordinated psychological warfare strategies, understood the deeper meaning. This wasn't just about defending Earth. It was about showing the universe what humanity could do when united. Alien technological archives were carefully transferred. Humans would study, understand, and eventually surpass every piece of alien technology. What started as an invasion became the greatest technological exchange in human history. Communication networks across the planet celebrated with quiet efficiency. No dramatic explosions, no massive celebrations, just a collective understanding that humanity had achieved something extraordinary. Roka Patel's final transmission was a mixture of respect and complete bewilderment. "Humans are incomprehensible," he stated, a statement that would be studied by alien civilizations for generations. Earth's Representative Council's response was equally measured. Noted: withdrawal protocols must be strictly followed. The invasion had lasted weeks, but its impact would be remembered for centuries. Humanity had not just defended itself, it had redefined the concept of interstellar conflict. As alien ships began their long journey home, humans were already studying their technology, preparing for the next challenge. Because that was what humans did best: adapt, survive, and move forward. The universe had learned an important lesson: never underestimate humanity. The surrender was complete, but humanity's journey was just beginning.